Okay, well, welcome everyone. And my name is Braulio Rosa. I am the Executive Director of the Broward County Bar Association. This is our first annual Florida Black Judges of Excellence. And so proud and honored to be hosting this program. And really, I just wanted to tell you a couple things, why this happened and who helped us put this together. So why did this happen? Very simply, I am a firm believer in diversity and inclusion, and our bar is a big supporter of that here in Broward. We have a lot of friends across the state that are believers in it and support us when we do these programs. They should be coming in. I see that there's, maybe it's letting them in slowly. It automatically lets them in, Your Honor, when with the webinar format. Okay, so as I was saying, we're big believers in this. And so when I approached a few folks about doing something that would really recognize our judges across the state, everyone was in immediately. So I had spoken to our judge here, who's my liaison and just always has my back, Judge Michael Robinson, who's wonderful, and he was all over it. I asked, of course, the rock star from Palm Beach, Sia Baker Barnes, who was all over it. She's like, whatever you need, and she was there to help me. I made a new friend in Valeria Obi, who was that connectivity across the state. Thank you so much, Madam President. Of course, my president, Alison Smith, and someone who's always behind the scenes kind of quietly urging me on is our Florida Bar President, Gary Lesser. And I want to thank him for always being there to support me with all the crazy ideas that Puerto Rican kid comes up with. So thank you, President Lesser. So with that, I would like to welcome Magistrate Elena Robinson Woods to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Magistrate. And now, President Valeria Obi, recognizing our partner organizations.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Valeria Obi, and I have the pleasure of serving as president of the Virgil Hawkins Florida Chapter National Bar Association. For those of you who do not know us, we were founded in the 1950s, and we are the statewide bar association for Black attorneys. We have 16 affiliate chapters throughout located throughout Florida, which I will recognize in a moment. And we have a network of approximately 1,000 attorneys. We were excited to get involved when the Broward Bar included us in this. Thank you to all of the affiliate presidents for, reaching out and, responding to my emails and agreeing to participate. And we know that this is going to be a great event. So I will list off our affiliates that participated. Thanks again to the Broward County Bar Association for hosting this event and giving us this platform. Also the George Edgecomb Bar Association located in Tampa, Florida, the Wilkie D. Ferguson Bar Association located in Miami, Caribbean Bar Association in South Florida, the Sheree D. Cunningham Black Women Lawyers Association in Palm Beach, the F. Malcolm Cunningham Senior Bar Association in Palm Beach, the Joseph Hatchett Bar Association in Volusia and surrounding counties, the D.W. Perkins Bar Association in Jacksonville, the T.J. Reddick Bar Association in Broward County, the Gwen S. Cherry Black Women Lawyers Association in South Florida, as well as the Haitian Lawyers Association in South Florida. Thank you all again for agreeing to participate, and we look forward to honoring all of our judges.
Thank you, President Obi. And now I'd like to welcome President Alison Smith of the BCBA to recognize our dignitaries.
Sorry, I had to run. I was back there. All right, so I have hold on, let me see if I get this thing off first. Welcome to everybody. You can watch me take my mask off. It's fun times. My ear fell out, but that's all right. This is what happens when you do Zoom. All right, so I absolutely hate doing this job because you always miss somebody and then somebody gets upset. So don't give me that job next time, Braulio, but okay.
Madam President, if you just crank through it, and anyone who's not listed, please, message me and we'll make an announcement.
We'll acknowledge them. Yes, I have to recognize the judges who are here in person first and foremost. Our chief judge, of course, Jack Tutor, who always supports everything that we do. We thank you so much for always being present. I know you're extremely busy. Judge Jackie Powell, Judge Lorena Mastriarigo, Judge Melinda Brown, Judge Chris Brown, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you very, very much. Then I have, I think on Zoom, I'm sorry. I hear people like whispering in my ear. Judge Holden, I apologize, sir. I'm trying to look at this list and go back and forth. Judge Lauren Alperstein, I think she might be on Zoom. Judge Joan Anthony. Judge Florence Taylor Barner, maybe on Zoom also. Judge Lucy Chernow Brown. Judge Catherine Bronson. Judge Maxine Cheeseman from the 15th. Judge Devin Collier. Judge Charlene Edwards Honeywell. Judge Fabian Fanistock, she may be on Zoom also. Judge Alan Forst. Judge Renatha Francis. Judge William Howery. Judge Eric Hendon. Judge Carol Kelly. Judge Jeffrey Levinson. Judge Kathleen McCarthy. Judge Stephanie C. Moon. Judge Dana Moore. Judge Debra Moses Stephen. Judge George Odom. Judge Rhonda Peoples Waters. Judge Carlisa Phillips. Judge Ari Porth. Judge, you're here, Judge Jackie Powell. Judge Michael Robinson, of course. Judge Mary Rudd Robinson. Judge Simone Rowe. Judge Fred Seraphin, who I believe is not present today. Judge Teresa Lundy Thomas. Judge Barbara Twine Thomas. Judge Allegra Walker. And of course, our Florida Bar President, Gary Lesser. Those are all the names I have. Again, text Braulio and we'll acknowledge you as the program continues. Thank you to everyone. This is why I don't read. This is why I just talk. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, President Smith. And yeah, if you weren't mentioned, please just message me in the chat and I'll make sure that you are recognized. Okay, and now thank you to our sponsor, CRC Law, and we have Sia Baker Barnes who will speak on their behalf.
Well, good evening, everyone. I am Sia Baker Barnes. I'm a partner at Cersei, Denny, Scarola, Barnhart, and Shipley. I also serve on the Florida Bar Board of Governors, and it is my great honor and privilege to be here today in many roles. My law firm, it's really an honor to serve as the title sponsor of this event. When Braulio mentioned it, it was like, yes, 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 because I think it's so important that we honor and recognize our esteemed judiciary. And this is an opportunity for probably many of you to have exposure to some judges that you may not know about and that you may not have met. A few that are here today that were not mentioned, not your fault, Allison. The Honorable Sheree Davis Cunningham is here in person in West Palm Beach. The Honorable Sarah Willis is here in person. Judge Samani Rowe, I'm not sure if she was mentioned, but she's here. And then Magistrate Maxine Williams is also here today in person in Palm Beach County. So we just want to thank you all for joining us for this special celebration. Congratulations to all of the honorees. There are so many deserving judges, and our own, I have to give a special shout out to Judge Debra Moses Stevens, who's being honored here today. She is a mentor to so many, and we're just so excited that she's receiving this so well-deserved recognition, and we look forward to a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Sia. You are a true leader and friend. And I just got text. We also have the Honorable Nick Lopane here. So just wanted to shout him out. Remember, please. Oh, I'm here. Judge Woodward, Judge Abreu, and Nunes from Dade are here to support. Thank you, Dade County. We couldn't do it without you. Oh, Judge Trawick. Hi, Judge Trawick. He was our statewide veteran honoree from Dade, the Honorable Daryl Trawick. Thank you for being here, Your Honor. Okay, so now we have our Florida Bar President, the one and only Gary Lesser, a great friend to all of us. Gary.
Well, thank you, Braulio, and it's my pleasure. No, that's not right. It's my honor, my really great honor to be here this evening for the first annual Florida Black Judges of Excellence 2023. It's noteworthy that there are 12 voluntary bar associations that are involved, representing areas all across the state of Florida. But more significantly, what a show of strength, what a show of unity, especially in these times. As I think about this very meaningful event, it's hard for me to not think about Judge Ed Rogers. I was born and raised in Palm Beach County. So Judge Ed Rogers, for those who don't know Palm Beach County history, was the first Black judge in Palm Beach County. He's actually appointed 50 years ago. And he became chief judge actually 40 years ago. And I think about him and what he accomplished because, I knew him as an adult, as a lawyer, but I knew him as a kid. He was very close with my grandfather. They worked on community issues together. They were friends. And I think about 50 years ago to today and the progress that has been made. But I'm also cognizant of the fact that the path of progress sometimes has unexpected curves and bumps, but I'm also extremely confident that progress will move forward. And this type of event this evening is proof of that, And so I want to say congratulations to everyone being honored this evening. And it's really my great honor just to be a little small part at the beginning and look forward to the second annual and the third annual and great things ahead. Again, this will be a wonderful and meaningful evening. And thanks for allowing me to be here.
Thank you, President Lesser, for all your support. Thank you, really, truthfully. Okay. I got, of course, additional text and messages. So I wanted to recognize retired Judge Moses Baker Jr., Frank Leday, Judge Frank Leday from Broward, and Judge Gordon Murray from Miami. Welcome, your honors. And now we will have a short video message from Justice Renata Francis. Give me a second here.
Good evening, everyone. As the newest member of our Florida Supreme Court, it is my distinct honor and privilege to congratulate the recipients of this, the first annual Florida Black Judges of Excellence Award. As a first-generation college grad, an immigrant transplant, the only Caribbean American and only the second Black female in the history of our state Supreme Court to serve in this role, I know many of the challenges you have faced, both in your personal and professional lives, that have culminated in this moment. And yet, here you are. Your recognition tonight is a testament to your dedication to your craft and your commitment to service to your communities and this great state of Florida. We are lucky to have you as judges. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your commitment to excellence. And congratulations again.
Thank you to the Justice and for Sia for helping us put that together. All right, and now I'd like to welcome Chief Judge Jack Tudor to congratulate the honorees.
All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome. I appreciate everybody attending here on behalf of the Broward County Bar Association and everybody who put this event together. This takes a lot of work to put these events together. So I was asked tonight to recognize the 7 honorees on tonight's agenda that you'll hear more from as the evening progresses. In no particular order, the Honorable Rhonda Peoples Waters from the 4th Circuit. Judge Waters, thank you. The Honorable Joan Anthony from the 7th Circuit. Judge Anthony, thank you. The Honorable Judge Fred Seraphin from the 11th Circuit. Judge Seraphin, thank you. The Honorable Barbara Thomas from the 13th Circuit. Judge Thomas, thank you. The Honorable Debra Moses Stevens from the 15th Circuit. Judge Stevens, welcome. From the United States Middle District of Florida, Judge Charlene Edwards Honeywell. Judge Honeywell, Reddick, good evening and congratulations to you. And last but not least is our own, the Honorable Michael Robinson. Some of you may know, may not have known that we had our Black History event at the Broward County Courthouse like we do every year the other day, and Judge Robinson was an integral part of that. But when the event was over, he pulled me aside. He said, "Jack, listen, this was really nice, but if you could get me on a statewide recognition, then I'd really doing something." So as a result of that, we're having statewide recognition of our judges throughout the state, Braulio, and everybody from the Bar Association. I know these things take a lot of work to put together. So thank you all very much. Welcome everyone to Broward County.
Thank you, Chief Judge, for your friendship and support. All right, well, we're at that moment now. So our first honoree will start here in the 17th, and we'll head over to Broward County, where President Alison Smith of the BCBA and President I think Alexia Hudson showed up. I think she's here. Yes, Alexia, good. We'll honor our very own Judge Michael Robinson. Your presidents, take it away.
Braulio, you know what? I love you because I could tell you were stalling because you were saying every word so slowly. We were in the back of the room. We were running up here, but thank you. I love you for that. Thank you for buying time. So it's our distinct pleasure and our honor. This is really this is not just an award that we're giving because it's just somebody that we picked out of thin air. Judge Robinson is our BCBA judicial liaison. You're wonderful, always present, always helpful, always a mentor. And we really, really appreciate everything that you do for us and for the legal community. But I'm going to turn it over to Alexia because she's going to kill me because last time I said I would do a very brief thing and it wasn't brief. And so it went on and she warned me today. When you say brief, it's never brief. My clients actually say that too. So, but anyway, I'll turn it over to Alexia. They always tell me, well, we know those billable hours. And I say, no, I'm genuinely just not a brief person. I'm not trying to charge you more. So I'll turn it over to Alexia and she'll do the honors. But Judge Robinson, thank you so much for all that you do.
All right. Thank you so much, Allison. Is this on?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
It is on.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for everyone for being here in person and on Zoom. My name is Alexia. I'm the president of TJ Reddick Bar Association, and we have our president-elect Sheree Randall here as well. She doesn't want to be on camera, guys. She's shy. But I wanted to just take the time, and it's with great pleasure that I stand here today to present the Florida Black Judges of Excellence Award to Judge Michael Robinson. The Honorable Judge Michael Robinson has dedicated every facet of his professional life to ensuring Black excellence, but also professional excellence throughout his legal career. From his humble beginnings here in Fort Lauderdale, Judge Robinson has demonstrated excellence at the University of South Florida, where he earned his BA and his JD from North Carolina Central University School of Law. Since his appointment to the Circuit Court bench by Governor Charlie Crist in 2010, he has shown excellence and grace in every decision he has made to date. He has demonstrated excellence to every single person that comes into contact with him. He's always here for the TJ Reddick Bar Association. He's a true pillar within our legal community at large. His professional memberships are American Bar Association, American Trial Lawyers Association, Florida Justice Association, Broward County Bar Association,
The most important.
National Bar Association, and of course TJ Reddick. Throughout all of his professional excellence, the most excellent decision to date is certainly his role as a father, devoted husband, and to his beautiful retired wife, Judge Mary Robinson, one of my favorite judges ever. My first judge. So it's great honor and pleasure that I present this award to Judge Michael Robinson. Your tireless commitment to our community, excellence to Broward County legal community and the state of Florida. We salute you. Thank you so much. And thank you to Sheree.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Welcome,
you.
Judge. Our pleasure.
They were pretty brief. I was told I had 25 minutes. So say I want to let you know that Moses and I were we were on the board of Academy of Florida Trial Lawyers many years ago, and I did not know I knew your father-in-law. So tell him I said hello. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, and as President Lesser said, that the stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod. We have come a long way in this nation. We've come a long way in Broward County, but we have a long way to go. This is about diversity. What more diverse state in this great nation than Florida? We have everyone, all cultures, everyone working together and living together. We call it the Sunshine State, but sometimes we don't allow the sunshine in certain areas, in certain cultures, in certain races. But that's changing. that is changing right before our eyes. I'm very honored and humbled anytime I get an award. Walter Campbell told me years ago, forget about the plaques because your children don't want your plaques. But to be honored by your peers is very, very unique. And I'll never, never forget this. I'll always cherish it. Thanks to Braulio, my brother from another mother. Thank you for the idea. And I shared it probably in October to President Obi, and she jumped on it. Broward Bar President, as well as the board, to all my colleagues in Broward County, I share this award because all of us are excellent in our own way. All of us are excellent on the bench. Cersei Denny, thank you for being the title sponsor. But congratulations to all of our colleagues throughout the state of Florida. We must not be remiss. Judge Twine Thomas is in the hospital. We need to lift her up in prayer. Just found out about her being hospitalized. Any one of us could achieve, any one of us could actually be awarded for excellence. It's hard being a judge. Judging is hard. But every day, I wake up and I pinch myself because I cannot believe that I'm riding towards the courthouse not to argue, not to try to win a case, but to judge. And that's a privilege. That's a high calling. I don't call it a job. It's actually a calling. We're here, according to the book of Judges, to uplift and deliver his people. And then we have to ensure justice for his people. And that's what we are, that's our calling. That's actually our goal. That's our purpose. A friend of mine, a fraternity brother of mine, said last week at the Hampton House, Andrew Young, he said, I don't know my purpose. He just, God sends me, my steps are ordered, and I just go. And it was hard for me to conceptualize what he was saying because we have talked over the years. And I think Andrew Young may be 98, 97 years old. So we have a mission, and our mission is to make sure that we work towards the improvement of justice, not just the justice system, but justice wherever we can basically apply. Dr. Martin Luther King said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Well, we know that. And we know there's injustice in economics, housing, education, employment, and healthcare. And we got to address that. So when we take our robes off, we gotta do the 3 C's. We gotta make sure that we take care of our great country. We gotta also make sure we take care of our churches and synagogues and forget about this day of hate that I just heard about. I don't know where that comes from. And we have to take care of our community. So I got a long list of things. I got 5 pages here. They told me 25 minutes, but I'm through. I will continue to uplift. And somebody said that I think it's St. Thomas Aquinas. He said something to the effect that any law that uplifts human personality is just. Any law that degrades human personality is unjust. When we follow the law, he didn't say this part, this is my paraphrasing everything. When we follow the law, we've made the right decision, even though some may feel differently. But the law is not perfect. For this country is not perfect. We're not a perfect people, but it's the best damn system on the planet. And we're part of it. And we got to make sure that we improve on it. So the promise that all of us should make, and I congratulate everyone, you guys are so beautiful. Is Fred on? I think, I didn't see Fred, but I know he's a handsome guy. I just got my hair cut. The guy messed up my hair, but that's all right. I will continue, and we should continue to uplift human personality. We shall continue to improve our great country and the state of ours and our local communities, because We stand on the shoulders of great men and women who basically, we say, God, order our steps. But those folk paved the way and knocked down doors for all of us. So thank you. Thank you for this honor. I appreciate you and I love you.
Thank you for your service, Judge Robinson. And just got message, there's a few additional judges there. We have retired Judge Hubert Grimes. I'm not sure if Judge Alan Force from the 4th was mentioned, but him also. I saw Judge Cal Evans and Judge Keithan Frink. Thank you, Your Honors. And now on to Volusia County, where Judge Hubert Grimes, I just mentioned, will honor the Honorable Judge Joan Anthony of the 7th Circuit.
To be able to introduce the Honorable Joan Anthony. A few years ago, I had the distinct privilege of serving as the first Black judge here in the 7th Judicial Circuit. But you know what, as a first, there should always be a second and a third and a fourth and a fifth and a sixth and a seventh and on and on. I can tell you that the work that Judge Anthony has put in has prepared her for the assignment which she is currently carrying out. I was honored to be a part of her campaign back in 2020 as a retired judge who's looking for something to do other than that long honeydew list that I have at home, and Judge Robinson understands that. And so the opportunity to be able to see someone who has served her community in this in her role as a private practitioner, but who also has a story to tell, whose legacy started on the island of Jamaica, and who came to this country, who came to Florida, particularly to the Belgrade area as a young child, who at the time could not articulate the English language in the same manner that those of us who had been raised here could. But she put in the hard work. Her parents sacrificed for her to accomplish that. She went on to, of course, graduate from Glade Central High School, from there to Bethune-Cookman College at the time, and on to Howard University Law School, returning back to the Daytona Beach area so that she could continue to give back. After a period of some 30 plus years serving this community, helping people who needed help at the most difficult times of their lives, she decided to run for the bench. We encouraged her to do so because we knew the reputation that she had here in this area. And as it turns out, it was not just one county, but 4 counties that she had to run in: Volusia, Flagler, St. John's, and Putnam. And she carried every one of those counties because they saw something in her that was very special, a God-given gift of loving people, of helping people, something that even if she wanted to run away from, she couldn't, because that's who she is. She's also raised 2 children, one of whom is a lawyer, and I'm proud to say she went to my law school alma mater at the University of Georgia. She's now practicing law there in the state of Georgia. And her son, who's working here in the Daytona Beach area. You know, she pours into people, and she has continued to do so even on her assignment on the bench, helping to correct those who need correcting. And I'm always reminded of a story that I like to tell, that while serving on the bench, Joan, of course, used to show up in court, and I never could quite understand how I had a prosecutor who would never smile. He would never be kind to anyone. But for some reason, when Joan walked in, it was something about her personality that tended to light up the courtroom. And before it was all over with, he was smiling. And I kept asking, well, when they pled a client out, I would say, how did you get that plea? And all she would do is say, well, favor ain't fair. And so that's just one example of the many that she has, of course, served in this community, helping people who could not otherwise help themselves. And she continues that service here on the bench. She served in St. Johns County for 2 years, the first time an African-American had done so. And you have to remember, St. Augustine, folks, was the place where some of the worst events leading up to the Civil Rights Movement occurred. In fact, following the events in St. Augustine, former President Lyndon Johnson was able to push through the Civil Rights Bill because they witnessed the treatment of people in that community. And so it was horrible. But I say to you that she made a name for herself in St. John's. And in fact, they were trying to get an injunction to bar her from leaving St. John's on her reassignment back to Volusia County. But be that as it may, I am just honored today to have the privilege of introducing to you none other than the Honorable Joan Anthony, the Seventh Circuit Judge. Congratulations, Judge Anthony.
All right. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I guess I'll stay seated so the camera will stay on me. If I stand, you all may lose me. You know, it's just an honor to be here today. And, you know, I always start off by saying, giving honor to God, who is certainly the head of my life. Because without God, I would not be sitting here this evening to accept this prestigious award, for me to be recognized as a first. And this, you know, I just have to thank everyone who were instrumental in nominating me for this award, and to congratulate my other colleagues who will be honored here this evening. You know, I have to follow Judge Robinson and Judge Grimes. That's a tough thing, but you know, the Honorable Hubert Grimes know how I feel about, you know, the Honorable Hubert Grimes for being a mentor in my life, and he continues to pour into my life. So again, I do want to say, you know, thank you to the Broward County Bar Association and all the bar associations and everyone that had anything to do with this. As Judge Grimes stated, I now serve in Volusia County, where I'm assigned to do dependency and delinquency cases. And I'm loving it because, you know, I've always said I wanted to be a juvenile judge. And guess what? The juvenile judge idea came about watching Judge Hubert Grimes in court, you know, so it's just an honor. I see my daughter is on here, so you know I have to stop talking before I start crying, because, you know, to see my child witness her mother in this position is just an honor. And just thank all the participants that are zooming in, you know, to witness this. You know, it gives us just hope that, you know, we can lay a foundation for others that can look and say, if they can do it, then I can do it. You know, I have this attorney, Anne Marie Janusa, that, you know, practiced in front of me in St. Johns County. And it was so funny. I had to rule against her, and I was like, oops, Anne Marie not gonna like me anymore. But actually she loves me still, and still, you know, pour into my life. You know, she'll text me once in a while and say, Judge, we miss you. But again, you know, without other people helping me, I wouldn't be here. So I have to give, you know, praise and honor to people who has helped me to get where I am today, you know, to attorney Adriana the Forester for submitting my name as one to be recognized. So, you know, I'm laying the foundation for her and others to follow in my footsteps, so they can know that they can do this. You know, to just, as Judge Robinson says, being a judge is not an easy task. So, you know, when I go on the bench, my prayer is always, God, go before me, stay with me, and let me do the right thing. Because we know that we're not going to make everyone happy. You know, we just have to rule and run with it and not second guess ourselves. So again, I just want to say thank you, and I'm going to continue to serve with dignity and honor from the bench, and to treat everyone that comes in my courtroom with dignity and respect. Just because I wear a black robe does not make me look down on others that come before me. So, you know, while I was running, that was my motto. I'm going to treat everyone with respect and dignity. And I know I've done so since I've been elected in 2020, and I'll continue to do so. Again, thank you for this recognition. It could have been any other judge, but what God has for you, God has for you. And I just thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Judge Anthony, for your service and beautiful words.
I love my award too, it's beautiful.
I'm glad you do. I'm glad you do. And now from Judge Anthony in Volusia, we go to Palm Beach, where the Honorable Debra Moses Stevens will be recognized by President Sandra Powery Moses of the Sheree Davis Black Women Lawyers Association, and Yasmin Lewis, Secretary of the F. Malcolm Cunningham Senior Bar Association. And I think Sia is going to be in on this one too.
Good afternoon.
Honey?
My name is Sandra Powery Moses, and I am representing the Palm Beach County Sheree Davis Cunningham Black Women Lawyers Association as the current president. Joining me today, representing the F. Malcolm Cunningham Senior Bar Association, to which I have served as past president, is Yasmin Lewis, the current executive board secretary.
Good evening, everyone. I am honored to be here.
We are honored that our two Palm Beach County Bar Associations are joining together for this first annual Florida Black Judges of Excellence event, in which we are recognizing the Honorable Debra Moses Stevens of our 15th Judicial Circuit. Judge Debra Moses Stevens has served as county court judge for more than 22 years. She earned her undergraduate degree from Duke University in 1984 and her law degree from Howard University School of Law in 1987. She was sworn into the Florida Bar that same year, and she is also a member of the District of Columbia Bar, as well as the United States Supreme Court Bar. Judge Stevens started her career as an assistant public defender on June 19, 2000. After 13 years, she was appointed to the bench to serve as a Palm Beach County court judge. She was chosen to be a mentor judge just 1 year on the bench. As a judge, she has been assigned to the county criminal, county civil, and domestic violence divisions. Judge Stevens was the first African-American female judge who served as an administrative judge for the County Criminal Division, Domestic Violence Division, and 2007 through 2020, the Traffic Hearing Officer Program, the longest term to date. Judge Stevens chaired the Criminal Justice Commission of the Court System Task Force in 2001 and 2002. In 2002, she served on the Probation Community Advisory Board. In that same year, she was the 15th Judicial Circuit representative for the County Court Representatives. And in 2003, she was the 4th DCA Vice President of the Conference of County Court Judges. Since 2021, Judge Stevens has served as a faculty of the Judicial College. Judge Stevens takes pride in being a judge. She believes that a judge's job is one of service. For the 36 years that she has lived in Palm Beach County, she has been involved in her community in various ways. She has coached basketball, spoken to young people on the Bill of Rights and how to survive college. And she has spoken to older adults about learning new technology.
Again, good evening, everyone. I got it right this time. In 2005, Judge Stevens received the Newsmakers Award by the Palm Beach County Black Journalist, which recognizes private citizens and public servants whose achievements shed a positive light on the community at large. Judge Stevens holds her position as a judge in high esteem, but it is the work she has done in the domestic violence units, where she had served from 2014 to 2020, that she has had the ability to establish an impactful change. In the DV unit, it was known that every Monday afternoon, she had a DCF caseworker on site in her courtroom to help the process of reunification of parents with their children. This in turn reduced the trauma on the child, and it allowed reunification to happen quicker. She also took into consideration those who could not afford to pay the required intervention courses, so she got each of the agencies to give out 10 full scholarships to those who could not afford to pay. But she didn't stop there. As of January 13th, 2022, she completed and holds a level 2 certification in trauma and resilience, where she can be comfortable handling victims without re-traumatizing them from their experiences. Since 2002, Judge Stevens has served as a volunteer on the Riviera Beach Civil Drug Court. Then in 2020, she became the administrative judge for that court. This is Judge Stevens' voluntary service to this community she is committed to serve. In her current assignment in the North County Courthouse, she presides over a civil division, a criminal division, a traffic division, stalking injunctions, and Marchman Act cases. She has been married to Don Stevens for 33 years, and they have 3 extraordinary children, Don II, Asha, and Noah. It was a unanimous decision to award Judge Stevens this award between the executive boards of both F. Malcolm Cunningham Senior Bar Association, where Judge Stevens served as a past president, and the Palm Beach County Sheree Davis Cunningham Black Women Lawyers Association, where she is a charter member and current judicial advisor liaison. Both boards felt this recognition was overdue. This joint award to Judge Stevens as the 15th Judicial Circuit's Black Judge of Excellence is for all that she has done, not only in her career on the bench, but what we know is most important to Judge Stevens, which is her commitment and service to the community. And we are honored to provide this much-deserved statewide recognition and award to the Honorable Debra Moses Stevens.
First of all, congratulations to all of the other honorees today. I want to start by thanking God. Everything that I do is to honor God and to his glory. And so I want to thank, first of all, God, because he is in the head of my life. Secondly, I'd like to thank my family. They obviously have a huge impact in my life. I'll start with my very brilliant husband, Don, my mom, my father, my Uncle Charles, Don II, Asha, and Noah. They love me tremendously, and because they love me, they support me and defend me to the end. They are my sounding board, and this is important to me. I'd also like to thank the F. Malcolm Cunningham Senior Bar Association. They've come a long way since that time when I was leading it in 1990 and 1991. I'm also a past president, and I can tell you it's good to see them grow. It's good to see a new generation take over. My children are always saying that the boomers hold on to power too long and let the millennials take over. Well, the millennials have taken over and they're doing a fantastic job. So I'm glad to see that organization flourish. To the Sheree Davis Cunningham Black Women's Lawyers Association, thank you. I believe in your mission, and it is to uplift young female lawyers, to make sure that you support them and to make sure that they can continue to practice for many years, that they don't just drop out, that they don't feel alone, that they have someone there who has their back. It is just what we needed in Palm Beach County, and I'm glad that they're here. I am the product of everyone I've ever come into contact with, both good influences and bad influences. And I can tell you, I'm glad that the good influences have outweighed the bad ones. Each experience has made a difference in my life and has brought me to this point. Each experience is what makes us who we are. I wouldn't change any of them. Even the bad ones, I wouldn't change any of them. It makes me a better judge. It makes me a better judge to know and see more people, to know my community, to be out there, to be in it, to work with young people and older people. It makes me more sensitive to them, and it helps me to do my job. So I accept this award today for the promise that it represents, a promise to those who have supported me, who have given me an encouraging word, who've shown me kindness, those who have my back and still do, those who have corrected me, those who have made me laugh till I cry, and those who simply cried with me. I accept it for all of them. I will never, never stop striving for excellence. You are the people who have made me what I am today. I will continue to strive for that excellence. It has been my privilege and my pleasure to serve Palm Beach County and its citizens as your Palm Beach County judge. Thank you so much for this honor.
Said, thank you, Judge Stevens, for your lovely words. And I see you have a full house, so kudos to you. Well done, Palm Beach. All right, and now on to Hillsborough County. As you had heard from Judge Robinson, Judge Twine was ill. And so we'll hear a few words from President Cornelius Demps from George Edgecomb Bar Association.
Thank you very much, Braulio, and good evening to everyone. Again, my name is Cornelius Demps. I'm the president of the George Edgecomb Bar Association. Founded in 1982, our bar is named after the first African-American judge in Hillsborough County history, and also a person whom the courthouse in downtown is named after. For the Florida Black Judges of Excellence, we in the George Edgecomb Bar Association have the distinct privilege and honor of naming our recipient to be the Honorable Judge Barbara Twine Thomas. A little bit about her and her background. Judge Twine Thomas graduated from the University of South Florida with a degree in biology and chemistry education. She would go on to earn her Juris Doctorate from the University of Florida. During her 40-year career, she is licensed to practice law in Florida, Georgia, and the United States Virgin Islands. Her career began in 1976 when she began working as a lawyer as a Reginald Herbert Smith Fellow at Jacksonville Area Legal Aid in Duval County. She would also later on go on to work as General Counsel of the Virgin Islands Water and Power Authority and also own her own practice. One of the reasons why we selected Judge Twine Thomas for this award is because she has a stellar record of dedication to pro bono service and service to the community. During her private practice, time in private practice, she had nearly 100 hours of pro bono service dedicated every year to helping citizens in need. She is also most notably known for providing pro bono services to individuals seeking help at the offices of the Hillsborough County NAACP office. In recognition of these efforts, back in 2003, Judge Twine Thomas was awarded the Foot Soldier in the Sands Award at the NAACP National Convention for pro bono service to the local branch. Judge Twine Thomas was elected to the bench of Hillsborough County in 2014. And in 2021, she was awarded the Distinguished Judicial Service Pro Bono Award from, at the time, Chief Justice candidate of the Florida Supreme Court. She served on a variety of different matters on the circuit court bench in Hillsborough County. During her time working with the juvenile division of the circuit court, she would also go on to establish and preside over a special court known as Girls Court, designed to provide comprehensive individualized services to girls in the delinquency system. She's worked in partnership with the Department of Juvenile Justice, the Hillsborough County School Board, and Pace Center for the Girls, as well as Healthy Start and other services in order to answer the need of children who need assistance here in Hillsborough County. She's also one of the first judges to help establish the youth program for boys known as the Building Optimal Youth Success, BOYS, or Boys Court. She was on to collaborate with a cadre of male mentors and speakers who also worked as a team to inspire, motivate, and empower young men to realize their full potential. Her service and participation in the community is well known. She's a member of the Athenia Society in Hillsborough County, a member of the USF Women in Leadership and Philanthropy. She's a member of the Pearl Society of Bay Area Legal Services, which is a philanthropic organization that supports legal services for the underserved based on contributions of its members. She is a proud life member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, a member of the National Council of Negro Women, and the NAACP, and is a member of Jack and Jill of America Incorporated. Judge Twine Thomas currently serves as the chair of the 13th Judicial Circuit's Pro Bono Committee, which provides oversight of pro bono services in Hillsborough County and includes representation from pro bono and legal assistant providers, bar associations, and other law schools. And I'm also proud to say that she is one of the 4 people involved in this entire presentation today who have had the honor of bearing the title of President of the George Edgecomb Bar Association, along with the Honorable Judge Charlene Honeywell, who will be recognized later, Valeria Obi, and myself, as well as Judge Twine Thomas. And as you all heard, she's currently unavailable. She's in the hospital. I did have a chance to speak with her briefly yesterday. She does send her regards and thanks you very much for this award. A couple of things that she did want to pass on to you all. First of all, thank you for your prayers and your acknowledgments for her. She's getting there and doing fine, but be sure to continue to pray for her during this time of need. She did state that Virgil Hawkins, as well as a selfless example of diversity, a man who sacrificed a lot and paved the way for many, really all of us, to be able to bear this title of Esquire on our name. She additionally is appreciative of all the work of the Virgil Hawkins Bar Association and the Broward County Bar in getting this event together, and thanks you very much for honoring her with this award. And I have the award right here, which arrived, and I will be going to her office in the morning to give it to her JA. So again, thank you again for this honor, and on behalf of Judge Barbara Twine Thomas, thank you so much, and we appreciate this recognition.
Thank you, President Demps, and yes, convey our best to her honor and speedy recovery. And now we go to the United States District Court, Middle District of Florida, where the Honorable Charlene Edwards Honeywell will be recognized by Valeria Obi, President of Virgil Hawkins Florida Chapter National Bar Association. President Obi, take it away.
Thank you, Braulio. Good evening, everyone. I have the pleasure of serving as president of the Virgil Hawkins Florida Chapter National Bar Association, the statewide bar association for Black attorneys here in Florida. My name is Valeria Obi once again, and I am honored to present this award to the Honorable Judge Honeywell. So just a little bit about her background. Judge Honeywell is a United States District Judge for the Middle District of Florida, having been appointed by President Barack Obama in November of 2009. She presides over civil and criminal cases in the Tampa Division. Judge Honeywell also served approximately 9 years as Circuit Judge for the 13th Judicial Circuit in Hillsborough County, having been appointed by Governor Jeb Bush in October of 2000. As a Circuit Judge, she presided over civil and family law cases. Prior to being appointed to Circuit Judge, Judge Honeywell was a shareholder with the Tampa law firm of Hillward Henderson and one of the firm's trial attorneys. Her practice area consisted primarily of defense complex litigation. She was the firm's first African-American shareholder. Additionally, Judge Honeywell was an assistant public defender for 5 years and an assistant city attorney for 7 years and chief of the litigation division for the city of Tampa. Judge Honeywell received her law degree in 1981 from the University of Florida. She graduated from Howard University with a BA in political science, and she's a native Floridian, having been born and raised in Broward County, where she attended the public schools down there. Judge Honeywell is very active in many organizations. I see you, Braulio. She's very active in many organizations, including the American Bar Association, the National Bar Association, the Cheatwood Inn of Court, the Smith Litigation Inn of Court, the George Edgecomb Bar Association, my home bar association, the Hillsborough Association for Women Lawyers, the Hillsborough County Bar Association, also my home bar association, trustee for the University of Florida's College of Law, the Athena Society, the Lynx, and one of the baddest sororities on the planet, the Tampa Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, my soror. Additionally, she is a graduate of the Greater Tampa Chamber of Commerce's Leadership Tampa program. Judge Honeywell has also received numerous awards and recognitions, but I won't go all through that today. Just know that she's amazing. On a personal note, I've had the honor of knowing Judge Honeywell over the course of the past few years, and I know whenever I needed her help with an event for the George Edgecomb Bar Association or Virgil Hawkins, she has always assisted without hesitation. She is a true advocate for the success of Black attorneys, providing guidance and mentorship to many younger attorneys who seek that guidance. And one of the greatest qualities I admire about her is her humility and genuineness. Whenever you talk to her, like, you forget that you're speaking to a judge, because she's just so sweet and kind and just always willing to offer so much insight and knowledge. And her willingness to make herself available to those in need is truly appreciated. She is a true gem in our legal community, and we are so fortunate to have her here in Tampa. And so I am excited to present this award to recognize her for her outstanding achievements on the federal bench and as well as here in the Tampa Bay community. Thank you, Judge Honeywell.
Thank you very much. It's beautiful. Thank you. Good evening to President Obi and to the presidents of all of the bar associations involved with this inaugural Black Judges of Excellence program. I am honored this evening. I am incredibly humbled and grateful for this recognition, as it is an honor to be recognized for my service as a member of the judiciary, and for my contributions to the legal profession, our community, and to our state. I'm also honored to be celebrated alongside so many other incredible judges, some of whom we've heard from, some we'll hear from in just a few minutes, but they're from throughout our state, all of whom are charged with administering justice, that is, being fair and equitable in our decisions regardless of race, creed, color, gender, or economic status. But more than that, I am especially grateful for this recognition during Black History Month, particularly during these days in our state. For to me, Black History Month is a reminder of the importance and significance of recognizing Black history. It is just as important today as it was in 1926, when Dr. Carter G. Woodson founded Negro History Week, which later became Black History Month. And he founded it to deepen the study of African-American history and achievement. He hoped to achieve greater equity and justice by drawing inspiration from the past. For you know, it is said that if you know whence you came, there is really no limit to where you can go. During this month-long celebration, we are reminded of the contributions of African Americans who have paved the way for you and me and for generations to come, and on whose shoulders we stand. You know their names. In the judiciary, there are people, for example, Thurgood Marshall, Constance Baker Motley, Joseph Hatchett, Wilkie D. Ferguson, T.J. Reddick Jr., Ed Rogers, George Edgecomb, just to name a few. And the list goes on. There are others who have been overlooked or ignored. But Black History Month gives us an opportunity to celebrate the achievements, resilience, and contributions of African Americans throughout history. By recognizing African American history, we not only honor the struggle and sacrifice of those who came before us, we inspire generations to continue to fight for equality and justice. Contrary to the thoughts of some, Black history is not just about slavery and oppression, but it is about resilience, creativity, and innovation in the face of adversity. Black History Month must be more than just a month of remembrance. It should be a tribute to our history and reminder of the work that still needs to be done. So as we celebrate Florida's Black Judges of Excellence during Black History Month, let us remember that our history is important, and it is not just for us. It is for everyone, because Black history is American history. It is a reminder of the rich diversity of our country, the achievements to which African Americans have contributed, and a call to continue working towards a more just and equitable future for all. Again, I thank you for this honor. I thank the Broward County Bar Association for coming up with this idea and look forward to participating in it in future years. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge Honeywell. Lovely words. And I hope to see you 10 or 15 years down the road when we're on the 15th annual. Okay, and now from Judge Honeywell, we move on to Jacksonville, where the Honorable Rhonda Peoples Waters will be recognized by President Jaquila Rivers of the D.W. Perkins Bar Association. Madam President, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Jaquila Rivers, and I'm the president of D.W. Perkins Bar Association. Our association has been in existence since 1968, and it is with distinct pleasure that I have today to present the Honorable Judge Rhonda Peoples Waters with the Award of Excellence today. A little bit about our judge. Judge Waters received her BS degree from Fisk University in 1996 and went on to obtain her JD degree from the University of Florida in 1999. She has been licensed in the state of Florida to practice since 1999. She is a member of the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority and a member of First Baptist Church of Oakland. She not only serves in our community as a judge, but she is the proud mother and a loving wife. Miss Honorable Judge Rhonda Peoples-Waters is our first elected African-American judge in the county of Duval. She tried over 16 times to become judge. She was never deterred. Her name went up and was selected by the Judicial Nominating Commission over 13 times and sent to the governor's office. She was never selected. That did not deter her. She decided that she was going to run. And she ran this race and she won against her opponent in August of 2020 by over 90,000 votes. Since taking the bench, she's continued to be a trailblazer in our community. She's continued to be present and to show up when asked and needed. She has continued to be a role model to other young African-American girls in our community. Her community service has not only lifted others up, but Judge Rhonda Peoples-Waters has installed trust in our legal system here by the public in Jacksonville, Florida. Some of the things about her that I also want to do is I want to thank you for your continued support of D.W. Perkins Bar Association. It's a lot of people that take the bench and you'll see them here and there, but she's not only a member of D.W. Perkins Bar Association, but she's an active member of D.W. Perkins Bar Association. She not only attends our meetings, but she also participates in events or activities when we call her. She never makes any excuses. She just shows up. So today we want to thank you for your continued commitment to our organization, to our community, and we want to just encourage you to continue to set role models for our community. Thank you.
Oh, good evening, everyone. Jaquila, you're about to make me tear up a little bit because I remember being in that role as president, and I know it's not easy. So thank you so much for those kind words. And yes, we will continue to give you strength and power for taking on that leadership and sacrificing. And Jaquila is a little under the weather right now. So I'm just sending you hugs and telling you thank you for, again, standing in your role of leadership, even when you're not feeling your best. But we thank you, thank you. Everyone, I can just tell you that I am so honored to be here amongst these amazing honorees and just the leaders of the bar associations. I'm thankful to the event sponsor, the different bar associations, Virgil, Hawkins, and of course, D.W. Perkins has been such an integral part of how I am here in this journey. And as I stated, I was D.W. Perkins vice president and then president, and it's just always been a foundation that has encouraged me in leadership and an important part of my practice in Duval County. So I also need to say thank you very much to my family. I know my parents, I think, finally got on Zoom. My wonderful husband, Coach Ram, should be here. Maybe my daughter, who is a hopeful graduate in the next couple of months at FAM, Lord. We're just saying thank you. But thank you to my family and I see some of my law school classmates here, as well as the team that I will say was my right hand when we found out that we had to run this type of election. I'm just gonna call them out: LaFonda Middleton, Leslie John Bart, Dexter Davis. And I'll just tell you all briefly why this is so important, as Attorney Jaquila Rivers kind of gave you a little bit of information. It was on my 18th time that I got my yes, but there were 17 no's before I got to that 18th yes. Oh, I'm sorry. All right, sorry. I was trying to pull that out of my screen, the words. But it was on the 18th time that I got my yes. So I need to tell you that it was 16 times that I went through the judicial application process, and all except for 3 of those, the last 13 times, yes, I made it out of JNC, the local JNC, to the governor's office, but continued to get those no's. And I also ran once before unsuccessfully. And so I say that to say that I knew my purpose, and I knew my purpose because of the upbringing that I had, because of the relationships, the voices that I kept hearing in the community, that I was good enough, that I might not have had the power and the connections or the family with monetary ties or those powers. But I heard those voices around me. I heard what God instilled in me, and I'm so thankful for his overpowering voice in me to say that I was enough. You know, there are many times that I am sure as African Americans, and not just African Americans, women, or many of us of various descents, that we just feel like we're not enough. And that's what I hope others will see in me, that we are enough. It's important that I tell you that I'm from Selma, Alabama, and we are coming up on Bloody Sunday this coming weekend. My grandmother went to school with Coretta Scott King. My granddad was the janitor at my high school. And so those type of foundations helped me to remember that I was enough. And so that is how I am here today. After hearing all of those no's, I continue to believe that I was enough. And I take it an honor to be here today, but not just an honor, a duty to continue to open these doors. And that's why I'm so thankful that the associations here decided that this was a wonderful way to recognize diversity and to remind us that our voices are needed in this judiciary, in the state, that our backgrounds, our diversity of practice are needed to sit on this bench. So with that, I am just going to say that I am so thankful to have this honor, and I will honor this recognition by continuing to stand and open the doors to others. So Jaquila, you hold me to that. There was a young lady whose name was just sent up last, I think about 2 weeks ago, and I met with her and gave her the tools that I was able to utilize. So that's what I just kind of leave with each of you, that it's not enough for us to just be here. We have to continue to open these doors. And I think Judge Grimes said we need a second and a third and a fourth. And I'll just correct one thing, Ms. Jaquila. I am the first African-American female judge to be elected in our entire circuit of over 1 million people. And so it was no easy feat. Many of you all know the challenges that we have largely in Duval County and certainly in our area. But just know that I was the first, but we assure everyone that we're going to work hard to make sure that I won't be the last. So again, thank you very much for this honor.
Thank you, Judge Peoples Waters, for your inspirational words. And now we go to our final circuit, Dade County, where President Chris Lomax of the Wilkie D. Ferguson Bar Association will say a few words about the Honorable Fred Seraphin, who unfortunately had a death in the family unexpectedly and wasn't able to be with us. So President Lomax.
Thank you, Braulio, and thank you, President Obi, and to all the presidents of our affiliate bar associations, all of the dignitaries in the building and on Zoom. Good evening. My name is Chris Lomax. I am the current president of the Wilkie D. Ferguson Jr. Bar Association, which is based in Miami-Dade County. And it is with distinct pleasure that we honor our very own Judge Fred Seraphin this evening, who could not be here, but he is one of our standout judges and one of our biggest supporters as Black attorneys in this community. And just a few words about Judge Seraphin. Judge Seraphin first answered what he would distinguish as a call to service about 30 years ago, when he left the frigid corners of New York to come down to the sunshiny beaches of South Florida to serve as a public defender in the Miami-Dade County Public Defender's Office. And if he was here, he would tell you that that decision was largely based upon the fact that he was a victim of racial injustice in the mid-1980s as an undergraduate student at City College of New York. While there, he was wrongfully arrested and falsely accused of a crime that he did not commit. And that experience inspired him to devote his life to public service, to pursuit of justice, and to his first love and passion of serving as a public defender. After a distinguished career in the Public Defender's Office, Judge Seraphin was appointed as a county court judge by then Governor Jeb Bush, and he became the first Haitian American judge in Miami-Dade County. He later was elected and retained by the voters of Miami-Dade County and continued to serve with distinction. His extensive experience in trial advocacy and criminal defense is the foundation for his well-regarded work ethic. He has served with distinction in both our county's criminal and civil courts with over 20 years of experience on the bench. Prior to tonight, Judge Seraphin has been greatly honored in many different ways. And just to name a few, he was awarded the Lifetime Achievement Award by the Dade County Bar Association. He also received the Haitian Lawyers Association Humanitarian Award. He received Police Athletic League's Lifetime Achievement Award, and the Iota Pi Lambda chapter of that great fraternity, the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, awarded him with a certificate of appreciation for his contributions to the people of Miami-Dade County and abroad. And so it's with great honor and pride that we honor our very own Judge Fred Seraphin, who serves on what he calls the People's Court, the county court in Miami-Dade County, Florida. And thank you all for your time. And I will graciously accept the honor on his behalf as he is mourning the loss of a family member. Thank you all very much.
This concludes our program, our first annual Florida Black Judges of Excellence. I want to thank all of the presidents that participated in this. People check their egos at the door for the greater cause, and that's wonderful because we have a lot of smart, talented people here, and everyone was just about putting this program together. Special shout out to President Obi, who is our link across the state. Thank you, President Obi. Lots of love to my judicial liaison, Judge Robinson, who's that brother that is always there to back me up. And of course, to Sia Baker Barnes, who's, well, she's a rock star. So she was there supporting all the way. So in your honors, thank you for what you do and how you serve our community. And I hope that you will all join us next year at the second annual Florida Black Judges of Excellence. Everyone have a wonderful evening.